What's good, everybody? It's Connor here with Fast Money Labs, and I'm here with the Crowds line again. Gonna call in my boy Kevin Debs. We're gonna break down Monday's performance, which was disappointing, unfortunately, and then we're gonna try to redeem ourselves with some three awesome picks today. So, welcome to the show, Kevin.
Hey, buddy. Good to see you. I love the intro. We're here we are in show 2, and there's already more bells and whistles.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we deserve them after our Monday performance, but hey, that's what you move on. Tomorrow's another day, so it's good to see you.
Yeah, I mean, if anything's gonna boost my confidence, little bells and whistles, and I'm not gonna lie, we're coming off a nice bounce back night for Fast Money Labs. We run Juan Soto to have a huge game, and that happened. He almost had 3 hits, which was paying 17-1, Kevin. So we were on that.
You love the action.
Yeah, everyone knows he was going to get it. They actually took him out of the game because of a blowout. So books were in on it, it seems. But
Aaron Boone is definitely in on it. That's a fair point. I'm a Yankee fan, so I can call him out. It's fine.
Yeah. So, I hate to relive Monday. Monday was tough, man. I'm not gonna lie. But in spirit of transparency, I think we're gonna break down everything. So when we give a pick, we'll break it down, and we'll track the results. And I don't know if you're able to watch any of the games, but the way we lost some of these bets was absolutely insane. I'm just gonna show you, little recap of how this went down.
He's been locked on his RBI total for a while. There's a base hit for Santana.
That pitch was in the other batter's. These guys did not get hit, as a reminder.
Roller up the middle, off the heel of the glove of Cole.
Unbelievable.
Single for
it's an E.
If needed, give him some. That is not even close.
The ump.
The only battery face. Salvi Perez of the Royals. And speaking of strikeouts, he gets Stevenson for his first.
That's our guy right there.
High fly, playable right center. Hard puts it on the ground to Box. Hard ground ball right to Riley. Perfectly positioned. Both teams playable.
Got it. Foul tip into the middle. That'll do it for the Reds at the top of the 7th.
All right. So 1-3. Not what we wanted for sure.
You're familiar with Bill Parcells, right? You are what your record says you are. So right now we're 1-3, but we're ready to get back on the horse. It's totally fine. And we had the definition, which I love. You and I were real time during this debacle, and you used the word doink. And that is a fair assessment. That was a doink single.
Yeah. Josh Naylor off the bat, 70 miles an hour, little doinker. Second base is right there, and he flubbed it. So
it was worth the loss. It was worth the loss to use doinker. That's fine. I'm good with it.
Yeah. I'll live with a doink single. So, yeah, I mean, that's a classic example, Kevin, of you can make good bets that, those were good bets. It won't always go your way, but why was it a good bet? Because I checked the odds right before the game started, and we got better odds than what was available right before the game, which means that, the sports books felt they were good bets and they adjusted the price. So that's the key. You do that long enough, and over the long run, you're going to win money. That's the strategy. So
last I checked, there are a lot of baseball games. I think we're going to be okay. We're just trying to prove to everybody that we're learning as our wonderful genius, the AI, learns. It's a living, breathing thing. It's going to continue to take in soil and grow its plant and take in data and get tighter and tougher and more certain. And you do like going into, if you're a gamer, if you're a gambler, you do like going into something where you feel like not only are you on a good strategic bet, but the odds adjust even more so to show you that. So we would have made those bets 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I don't want to get into too much for that. Jazz Chisholm. I mean, everyone knows he was about to hit a home run to cash our RBI prop there. So I mean, that was really disappointing because in the first at bat the next day hits I think a double, 2-run double first
Yeah.
at bat. So sometimes you just got to go back to these things.
As I'm not afraid to say, I don't want to be called out by the the National Association of Umpires, but he was definitely in on it. He had action. So
yeah, sometimes you wonder, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for transparency, this is where we stand for the show record 1-3. We put a half unit on each one, so just dipping our toes in the water, if you will, and we're only down just a little over a unit. So I've been in a worse place. I'll say that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Psychologically and emotionally, we're still in it. We're invested. So I like, and we'll let you guys listen. We're just going to be, kind of playing this out in units. So you guys can assign whatever value you want to a unit as you go to your sports book and your apps. That's up to you. We just want to make sure you have a true record to measure us. If you can measure it, it's worth doing. That's how we feel here at the Crowds Line. So, and Connor and I, as we take this journey together, I just want to make sure that you guys can always go back and say, no, this is how they played it. That's always important. There's a lot of people out there that just want you to think that it's always a win. It's important to understand that gaming is all about more wins than losses. That's what we're hopeful for. So what do we got today? How are we looking? We've got some afternoon games. We've got some opportunities. What are you thinking?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm going to load up the Crowds Line here and we'll dive into it. I mean, before last night, I was ice cold. So I mean, just from a mentality standpoint, as I load this up, Kevin, you got some years of experience, obviously. You look like you're 20. So my question is, have you ever had a situation where you feel like nothing is breaking your way, no matter what you do, and how do you kind of get out of that?
Well, I appreciate the compliment. I've been in wardrobe all day, and as you know, I purposely dye my hair so that the snow on the roof is not seen. But I'll say this: you're absolutely right. I've shed a lot of blood, and to give everybody a little bit of a multiple story, I was out with a very good friend of mine who I was talking yesterday. It reminded me when we were in Vegas and had literally the day before just cold cocked at the tables. We couldn't catch a run on cards, anything. So blackjack was our game. We were down big, not going to lie to you. And we decided, because it was we were out there for playoffs and blowing off some steam. We said, we had thoroughly scoured through the football games, and we said we're going to bet on the Redskins when they were the Redskins. So, and not only were we going to bet on the Redskins, we were going to bet everything we lost plus the VIG, because that's how you do it at the sports book. You got to pay the VIG up front and then give it back to you if you win. And we were going to bet on the Redskins. So we had skins on skins to the tune of, I can't even get into the numbers. It's not important. We couldn't even look at the game, even though we were up 27-0 through the 3 quarters. So we were covering the spread. And all of a sudden, Detroit on the road scores 13 garbage points in the 4th quarter and is threatening to drive down the field to ruin the spread because it was more than a touchdown. And we cannot look at this. And we won by the hair of our chinny chin chin. And I can tell you, it was only to get back to even. I guess we felt psychologically we won because we got the VIG back. And then we proceeded to say, oh, look, we're back to even. And then we got shredded at the tables very soon after. So skins on skins sits very heavy in my heart, going back to the year of 2000. So 24 years ago. So to your point, yes, you were having some fun in grade school. I was working on how to be completely foolish with my money, working on Wall Street, and we were having a hell of a time out in Vegas, and we thought that would be a great bet.
Yeah. So they were winning 28-0. And they almost blew it.
27-0. So they had scored 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals, right? So you always want to, when you have a bet, you want to convert those field goals. And then all of a sudden, Detroit's getting this garbage time because they're playing prevent defense, and we can't even like for 9 to 12 minutes. It really happened for most of the fourth quarter. We can't even look at it. We're hearing the crowd cheer. We don't know which way the crowd is. We're just like, please tell me we still have the bet on. We are faced the other way in the sports book. I'm not even kidding you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a great example, right? 'Cause betting is supposed to be entertaining, but sometimes if you let those emotions get in the way, it's not entertaining, right? So it's a good segue into our featured programming today. So thanks for sharing that story, Kevin. So we're on the crowdsline.ai right now. And as a reminder for any new users or fans of the show, we are trusting the model. So this is a computer model that uses quantitative methods and artificial intelligence and machine learning to analyze the board, analyze tons of sources of information, and crunch the numbers together to come up with a forecast of stats for each player. And then it takes that forecast and compares the probabilities of certain things happening to the betting odds. And what pops up is what's on my screen here. It's a dashboard that shows you the best player props you can place at any time according to the Crowdsline model. So last time we kind of we didn't throw darts, but we were just picking some of the ones with the higher edge. And that's usually going to be a good strategy, right? Because the artificial intelligence is actually ranking these, Kevin. So the better bets, according to the model, will be bubbling up towards the top. And I guess, like we said, they were good bets, went 1 and 3, but we're optimistic about today, right? So any questions before we dive in?
Board?
Say it again.
I said, let's fire. What do you got on your board?
Yeah. So let's see here. I'm zooming in on a couple of these. So a lot of day games today, Kevin, and for my first pick, I'm looking at one that starts, believe, at 3:30. 4 o'clock. So I'm going with my first pick. I'm rolling with Freddie Freeman. So, and this isn't one of the top ranked plays, but I like to, sometimes just bet on someone that I really know and trust. And Freddie is square in that wheelhouse. I mean, this guy, ageless wonder, and he's going up against Logan Webb today, pitching for the Giants. And Freddie is hitting almost 400 off of Logan Webb in almost 40 career plate appearances, including some doubles. So my pick here, I'm rolling with Freddie Freeman to record a double, and we are betting that at DraftKings. So I'm going half unit on that. It's paying 3.8 to 1, so almost 4 to 1. So if we hit this, we're going to recover everything we lost Monday and more. And I trust Freddie for my first pick of the day.
I like it. I like it. It's aggressive, and good stats to back it up. I'm going to switch gears here, go a little higher up on the board, and Max Schumann for the Athletics. He's got a night game, and Max is plus 225, right? So we're going to go a half unit on Max to win at 225 to 100. Basically, is what those odds are, over a half a batter walk. And the interesting thing is, right, he's been hot. He's walked in half of his last 30 days of games, or 53% of his 30 games, so a little more than half. And 6 out of 8 games against the Angels, he has had walks in those games. So the AI is basically saying, let's just ride this here. So he's got good plate discipline. He is top 4% of not chasing pitches in all of the majors. So there you go. That's what I think that's going to be our second bet. Max Schumann of the A's over a half a batter walk.
All right. I'm glad you brought this up. I absolutely love this guy. Had no clue who he was, honestly, till I started using the Crowdsline, and he's been popping up on the site almost daily, flash in value. So I've been looking into this guy myself. And I mean, when you're a rookie, it's extremely hard to have plate discipline, because the jump in talent to the starting pitchers in the big leagues is enormous. And every single rookie that comes up is striking out way more than any other type of player. But Max Schumann's, he's just cut from a different cloth. He's different. He's got that plate discipline, and he's also, hitting. So teams are recognizing that. And I think it's hard to say whether the Angels are pitching around him. He's walking a lot versus the Angels, but I think clubs are starting to take notice, and I love the value here. Nice pick.
I appreciate that. Why don't you wrap it up with our third pick and tell us how we're going to go 3 for 3 today, my man.
All right. So for the third pick, I'm going to go. So this is an example, Kevin, of a bet I probably never would make myself without using a tool like this. And we'll see how it goes, right? So I'm going towards the top of the board here. I'm going White Sox game, Nick Senzel to score a run. Now, this sounds absolutely bonkers because Nick Senzel hasn't been doing much at the plate. The White Sox are absolutely an embarrassment. They don't score a lot of runs. So that might explain why we're getting such good odds for him to score a run. And I mean, just looking at the win probabilities here. So we're looking at, Kevin, a 34% win probability. So if 1 out of every 3 times this hits and it's paying 3 to 1, that's going to be a profitable trade every single time. So we're going to roll with that. We're going Nick Senzel for the White Sox to score a run, plus 310.
Are you doing a half unit, or how are you feeling, Mr. Vegas?
I'll go half unit. I'm feeling it today. So yeah, we'll go half units. So we got 3 picks. Just to recap, we're going Freddie Freeman to hit a double. We're going Max Schumann to walk, and we got Nick Senzel to score a run.
I tell you what, I feel good. I feel good. I feel like I've had my Wheaties today. Let's get this done. Let's go 3 for 3. Let's show everybody that the AI in Crowdsline just continues to evolve, you know. But it's a pleasure seeing you, and I'll let you close it down, my friend.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it. Always good seeing you, man. So hopefully we have a more exciting highlight package next time we meet up.
Yes, it would be good. I'm running out of gambling stories. I'm just kidding. I got plenty of them. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Every time we lose a lot of bets, Kevin gets to tell a story. So hopefully we keep winning. Otherwise, we'll keep hearing these stories. All right. Take care, man. Have a great day.
You too.